Welcome to the Black Diamond Podcast. I'm your host, Will White, and this is the first episode of the Black Diamond Podcast. Hoping to drop episode every week. These episodes are going to be focused on men's self-improvement, fitness, and wealth. And I just want to start off this episode by just saying Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you're all doing blessed and you're healthy and your family's doing well and you're doing okay, most importantly. 2022 was a different year, but we made it through. We're in 2023 now, and we're looking positive. We're looking on a brighter note, and we're looking to self-improve this year even more. So this topic that I have for you all today is going to be something that's very deep to me, something that I follow really throughout the year and on a daily basis. It never stops. It's goal setting, and it's one of the most important things you can do in the beginning of the year. And, what better time than right now in the beginning of the year to really align yourself and align your goals for the year? Start off with a clean slate, make sure you get everything in order and that you have your goals completely aligned for yourself. So before we get into goal setting, we want to develop a vision. So let's take a minute and let's go into a scenario, a dream scenario. I got these sound effects, guys, and I just want to use them. But let's take a minute and let's go into this dream world situation. Who do you picture yourself to be? Is the important question to ask yourself. Who do you want to be? How do you see yourself? Is that person fit? Is that person successful? Is that person attractive? Those are all questions you need to take a step back and ask yourself. So you need to look in the mirror first. You need to really look in the mirror. Take a deep look at yourself. Are you in the best situation for yourself currently? Are you the best version of yourself? Are there aspects of your body or just mentally, emotionally of who you are which can be improved? And for me, the answer is always going to be yes. There's never going to be some aspect of me that I can't improve. So the answer is always going to be yes for me. But for you, maybe it'd be different, but you should always find some type of improvement within yourself. Nobody's perfect. So you want to step back, take a look at who you are, and you want to picture yourself and say, what does this person look like? What type of habits would that person have? You know, does that person wake up early in the morning to look that way? What does that person eat? Who hangs around that person? Those are the questions you really want to ask yourself. Is that person lazy? Do they procrastinate? Do they make excuses for themselves? These are all things you want to ask yourself when you picture that person you want to be. Next, ask yourself, Is this person healthy? Do they go to the gym a lot? Do they work out? Are they following a strict diet? Any of those questions. Ask yourself, what does this person look like? What would that type of person do? All right. Now, going back to who hangs around this person, right? There's a saying where it goes, you're the sum of the 5 people around you the most. So ask yourself, who are the 5 closest people to you? And would you be okay putting them all together and being the person that adopts qualities from them? Being the sum. Right. So if you have one person in your group who's lazy, another person who's a thief or a liar, another person who just procrastinates all day, another person who doesn't go to the gym, another person who's broke and doesn't do anything all day, would you be okay hanging around those people? And theoretically being the sum of those people? You got to ask yourself those questions. Are your friends really your friends? Do you let distractions come into your life and throw you off your purpose? Or better yet, would that person you want to be let that happen? My answer to that question is no. I always got to stay on my purpose, got to stay on my passion, and you really can't let anything distract you. There's so many distractions now. You have your cell phone constantly beeping, you have work, you have social media, you have your friends trying to ask you to go out, events that are happening. You have to be real selective with your time nowadays. Your time is going to be the most important thing above all, because without it, you're really nothing. So that goes into my next point. What are your vices? And for the people who don't know what vices are, basically negative things that are impacting your life. They don't even have to be, well, yeah, they're negative things that are impacting your life. For instance, if you have an addiction to gambling, maybe drug use, alcohol, women, women can definitely be a huge vice and huge distraction, especially to the average man. You know, you you don't want to be the person who's always chasing after women. The guy who's being, where's my hug? You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the person who attracts women, but you never want to be the person, or the man, I should say, who chases women. You want to be the person who just naturally steps into the room and people look at you and women look at you and they feel comfortable enough to approach you. Now, that does take time to build up, but over time, you keep working on yourself, it'll happen. So, going back to the vices and drugs, right? Let's take a look at drugs for a second. Now, I was once upon a time a big smoker, you should say. But at some point in my life, I realized that I was better off without it. I was good smoking, but at the same time, I knew that I could reach my full potential giving it up. Imagine, imagine this. Imagine you're a functional smoker and you operate at a good 80%. Why operate at 80% when you could operate at 100 or even 110% just giving that up? I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, but when you're smoking, it's kind of hard to give up something that helps you escape from reality. And that's really what drugs are. They, make you feel good for a short time and you start to not really care about anything else at the time. It's an escape from reality. But I'll say this: when your reality is enjoyable, when your reality is enjoyable, there's no need to escape. It's going to be the best thing for you. You're going to take every challenge and problem and overcome it. You're going to have what it takes to overcome anything that tries to test you. And if you're operating at 100 or 110%, who knows what type of opportunities might find you, right? So alcohol is another drug, you know, it's just in liquid form and it's, legal to some degree. But in my opinion, alcohol sometimes does more damage than weed would, you know. So yeah. Next one we have any addictions. If you're addicted, if you spend more than 4 hours a day doing something that's not making you any money, you're addicted. I'm just gonna say it. If it's not making you money and you're spending that much time on it, you're addicted. Video games, the most you should spend a week on video games is probably 5 hours. But if you're spending 2, 3, 4 hours, 5 hours on video games, bro, you just gotta give it up. Gotta give it up. Gotta give it up. Though video games are an escape from reality. Again, that's what all these things are. They're just an escape from reality. They make life seem just a little bit easier. Like I said, if your life is pleasant and enjoyable, you won't mind living in reality. So, any addiction you need to give up. Gambling is another huge addiction. People, think they can day trade stocks and constantly taking L's. People think they can sports bet. No, just give it up. Give it up. If you're losing money and spending time on it, it's not something that's worth your time. Now, if you're a professional stock trader and a professional gambler and you're actually making money and you've tracked all your wins to your losses and your win loss ratio is in the 90 percentile and you're always profitable, that's a different story. Most people can't achieve that. So it's better to just stay away from those things than to try to get involved in them and try to make money. You'll end up losing money 9 times out of 10. All right. So dating. You want to be the man that attracts women but doesn't chase women. You want to be that type of person. And how do we become that type of person? Well, over here, I like to consider myself red pill to some degree. I understand female nature, and you have to understand hypergamy. Women want, most women, I shouldn't say all, most women want the best option they can get. And most men will take the options that they are given. But also at the same time, you want to choose the best option that's given to you. But what we want to do over here is we want to increase the amount of options that you have. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky because dating apps are kind of necessary for meeting people nowadays, but they can do a lot of harm than good. I've personally taken L's on dating apps. I don't know which man hasn't, but I've taken L's on dating apps. And honestly, I've had to just delete them all. I've better off meeting people in person than trying to do the whole dating app thing. But before we even do that, before you even make your goals, you need to figure out, can you realistically date and afford to date, and why are you dating? You know, why are you dating? Are you dating just to get some cheeks at the end of the day? Is that worth it? Are you dating for a relationship? Which, you should never be the person trying to pursue the relationship anyway. That's just uh, that's just a red flag. You should never be the person trying to pursue the relationship. The relationship should pursue you, or the woman should chase the relationship from you. You should never be the person pursuing the woman for a relationship. So this all goes back to dating. Figure out what your dating goals are. If you're dating just to be out here, you're dating just to be out here. Don't let it take up all your time. Maybe spend an hour a day on dating apps, but don't neglect the social aspect of dating, which is going outside, you know, the cold approach, talking to women in person and meeting them that way. Don't neglect that. Dating apps are just one funnel for you to meet women. There's many more. Also, some other vices would be nihilism, you know, thinking there is no purpose to anything because you're not in the place that you want to be right now. Can I say something? Most of us aren't in the place that we want to be right now, but you have to keep going. Depression is another vice. Now, I think most people go through depression, but one thing we're not doing over here is we're not staying depressed. You know, if you're depressed, I recommend you do go to therapy, but also go to the gym. Get a better looking body. Be proud of who you see in the mirror. And I promise that will help curb the depressing thoughts or any negative thoughts you might have in your head, because you'll be too focused. You'll have a goal in mind and you'll be too focused on achieving that goal. Lack of enthusiasm. Lack of enthusiasm. You need to be positive. Every day you need to be grateful for being here. You need to be grateful for just being alive. You need to be grateful for, if you're in America, for living in the West. There's so many privileges and resources that so many people around the world don't have access to, that we have access to here. So just be grateful for that. Your situation could always be worse. I always tell myself that situation could always be worse. So just keep that in mind. Be grateful, be positive every day, and just remember to keep it going. Never stop. All right. let's go into your goals. And how do we create the perfect goal? Now, some people create really boring goals like, "Oh, I want to get in shape," or "Oh, I want to make money." Those are horrible goals. Those goals are not specific, they're not concise, they don't have anything you can measure. For instance, how much money do you want to make? How do you want to get in shape? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? There's no You can't measure it. There's three key components to a good goal. One, your goal should be concise and clear. Two, they should be able to be measured and tracked. Three, they should have sub goals or mini goals you'll need to accomplish throughout the progress of completing your main goal. For example, a good goal would be, I want to start a shirt business, a custom shirt business. Okay, you want to start a custom shirt business. What are the sub goals for that? Maybe create an LLC, save up initial capital of $10,000, find a distributor, find a website for design creation. Those are the type of sub goals that you need to tick off throughout your progress of your main goal. Going back to being concise, another good goal would be, I want to save up $25,000. That's a clear and concise goal that can be measured. You can start a savings account and make sure you're budgeting to say maybe stash away $3,000 every week towards this goal, or 1,000 or 300, whatever your budget can allot for. Those are measurable things you can keep track of personally to stay on track of your goals. Right. Your goals should also be big. Don't keep your goals small minded. You want to be able to shoot for the moon, reach for the stars. So even if you don't hit your goal, if you aim for the moon, even if you don't hit your goal, maybe you'll hit a couple stars on the way. Maybe you'll accomplish a few things. For example, your goal was to save up $25,000. Maybe you opened up that savings account. Maybe you created a nice budget where you could budget and save an extra $100 a week. And at the end of the year, you didn't hit 25,000, but you hit 10,000. That's still progress. And that's still good progress that you can carry over into the next year. And maybe make that goal and maybe fine tune that goal even more to say, okay, hey, now I can save away $200 per week going into the next year. And just go from there. Your goals should force you to improve yourself. Let me say that one more time. Your goals should force you to improve yourself. You should not be the same person with these goals. For instance, if your goal was to lose 50 pounds, you should not be doing the same things that you're currently doing. You should be actively doing different things to make sure that you hit that goal of losing 50 pounds. You should be hitting the gym more often. You should be switching up a diet. You should be going on a caloric deficit. You need to have actionable sub goals that can be tracked so that you're not the same person anymore, that your goals are actually working for you and making you a better person. Also, another good thing is having an accountability partner. Tell someone about these goals. A lot of you like to just keep these goals inside of you, and then there's no accountability on your end. Find someone who's going to push you. For instance, I'm the person, people don't like telling me stuff because I hold them too accountable to their word. If somebody says, hey, yo, Will, I want to go to the gym with you and, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Okay, I'm going to hit you up every day at the same time. Yo, are we going to the gym? Yo, gym? Yo, gym? Yo, gym? I'm that guy. I'm that annoying friend that's always going to hit you up and hold you accountable to what you say. Find someone like that in your friend group. And if you don't have someone like that in your friend group, then you need to go back and figure out who the 5 closest people around you really are. Maybe you need to find someone who will hold you accountable. If you can't, contact me. I'll hold you accountable. Right. Next. I like this one a lot. If you're not progressing in life, then by default, you're regressing in life. That's deep right there. Because there's no such thing as just being stable, or just in the middle. If you're not actively trying to improve yourself every day, then by default, you're losing out on time, you're losing out on money, and you're going back and reverting to who you were before. You're regressing. You need to make sure that you are constantly improving yourself in life every day. Every time you wake up, something should have improved. You should have done something that has improved the quality of your life. You should have made some effort to go out there and get it. Make those moves. Set 3 actionable goals for yourself. Very, very big goals. It's funny. People call me and they ask, hey, Will, how's the new year going for you? Oh, it's going good. What do you have planned for the new year? What are some of your goals? Is the question I'll ask them. And you'll be surprised about how many people get stumped and tricked up about this. They don't, it's not even a thought in their mind to think about goals. The entire month of December, I was thinking about what I did not accomplish and how I'm going to carry that over into this new year. And some people don't even give it a second thought. They're just like, oh, goals. I had those in January. Forgot about them come February. Some people set the worst goals and then forget about them a month later. They don't tell anyone. They don't have any accountability to keep their goals, and they end up being the same freaking person. You do not want that to be you. Because if you're not progressing in life, then by default, you are regressing in life. And over here, we do not regress. We improve every day. Every day we're getting out there. We're getting it. We're not stale. We're not going to wait until someone tells us to go out there and get it. We're going to get it on our own. And that's why I need you to understand. You need to go out there and get it on your own. So, examples of some unclear goals. Oh, I want to get in shape. Oh, I want to make a lot of money. Oh, I want to start a business. Those are unclear goals. You need goals that are more concise and specific. I want to gain 25 pounds this year in muscle. What do I need to start doing that? I need to hit the gym. I need to eat more. I need to increase my caloric intake by 500 calories. I need to sign up for a new workout regimen. Let me just turn this off. I need to sign up. I need to sign up for a new workout regimen. You know, I need to have an accountability partner at the gym. I need to find a workout partner. I need to follow more fitness influencers, even though I have a whole story about that. But you need to start creating sub goals that will help you accomplish your main goal. Who do you want to look like? You want to lose weight? Is there somebody who looks like you, who you admire, who you want to look like? Those are actionable steps that you can make towards your goal that will help you accomplish your goal in the end. And like I said, if you don't accomplish it, at least you completed some of those subtasks to get to the main goal. Next, I want to make a lot of money. No, you want to increase your salary by $20,000 or 10%. That's much different than just saying you want to make a lot of money. How can you increase your salary by $20,000? Okay, I can go out and start studying for the certification. I can go out and start applying for new jobs. I can talk to my manager, set up a conference call with him. And you need to do all three of those things. Those are all actionable steps that you would take to increase your salary by $20,000 or 10%. And if you want to save up $25,000, what would you do? I would start a high interest yield savings account. So I'm going for 3.75% right now. That's really good. And I would redo my budget so I can stash away $1,000 every week. That's $4,000 every month that you're putting away in a high interest savings account. Doing things like that, you'll hit your goal in no time. And even if you don't, you created steps that and a plan that will help you accomplish that goal. Next, I want to start a business. No, I want to start a t-shirt business that brings in $10,000 a month. Okay. How do you do that? Find a distributor. You find a designer. You find a marketing team. See, those are all actionable sub goals that you can accomplish and that can be measured and tracked for your clear and concise main goal. Now, it's kind of funny. I had one of my friends contact me today, and they were like, "Oh, you know, you're about to be almost 30." I'm 28, guys. "Oh, you're about to be almost 30. You need to get yourself a girlfriend." And I'm just thinking in my head, why would I need to do that? Dating enough. Dating is already enough of a distraction. Why would I want somebody who's going to be consistently on my ass? Not saying that's a bad thing. I think having a girlfriend is wonderful if you're at that point in your life where you can make her somewhat a priority. But currently, right now, I have too many things going on right now. I don't think I can fully dedicate that time to making someone a priority. And it's just so crazy. This person was younger than me. And I think that's just one thing we have backwards is that you think a girl is going to change who you are, when in reality, she shouldn't. If the woman you're with is changing who you are, and it's not for the better, most times it isn't. If she's making you comfortable, you stop being as attractive. You stop going out with your friends as much. You stop being as social. Those are not positive changes. Those are negative. You need to be out, even when you're in a relationship, you need to be out there still attracting women. Not saying that you need to be getting women, but you need to be attracting women. And sometimes having a girlfriend is just a distraction, honestly. Your hunger and your drive won't be there because you have this comfort at home. So, no, I don't need that right now in my life, and I don't recommend it for anyone. All right. So, I actually saw this really funny clip that I want to play for you guys. Where is it? All right. Okay. So, let's play this clip and we'll go from there. I guess I gotta go. I guess it's time to go. So the clip says, when my beauty, charm, wit, intelligence, and double D's weren't enough to make him fall in love, and instead he wants me to compete with a gang of women he is dating to prove myself worthy of being chosen. Mm. And the person who reposted that said that part, clap, clap. The main thing I learned from dating a man who makes you compete with a gang of women is that when you win, you don't win for long. Because even though you're in first place, still doesn't take you out of the competition. He's actively training your replacement for when you decide you don't want to compete anymore. It's a full on no for me. Have y'all ever been in a situation like this? Share your stories below. Right. Okay. That's just a huge misconception that women have about men. The fact that you think your beauty, charm, wit, intelligence, and double D's are enough to keep a man, like a man who's really on his purpose, is kind of bizarre. Those things don't add any value to a man's life. Maybe the intelligence, but are you actively implying that intelligence to my life? Like I don't think so. Wit, beauty. See, this kind of just proves female nature and the fact that women don't really know what men look for. They think that all we want is beauty, double D's, beauty and double D's, right? Which, I'm be honest, sometimes we do, but not long term. You know, they conflate sexual attraction with relationship attraction. No, we might just be sexually attracted to you, but that doesn't mean we actually want a relationship from you in that way. You know, men will actually go down on looks for a woman who's actually feminine, submissive, and agreeable. Oh, somebody might call me misogynist for that, but those aren't wrong things. I actually believe those are traits most women had back in the days, our old house. But those traits are just kind of rare nowadays, finding someone who's truly feminine and not conditionally feminine, you know, where, oh, I can be feminine for you if you buy this or you buy that. Oh, I can be feminine if you provide this for me. Mm, mm. The thing is, a man can never just say, "Oh, I'm going to be masculine if you do this." We're always going to have to be masculine. You're always going to have to be the protector and the provider to some degree. And this is honestly, I believe this is where a lot of modern day relationships get it wrong. They think that they think they can actually go 50-50 with someone. And I'm telling you, it's never 50-50. Female nature will never allow them to go 50-50 with you. It's always going to be at least 60-40, at the minimum 60-40. So why not be the person who can at least handle it, at least be the guy who can handle 80-20, and if she wants you to go 60-40, you go 60-40, but be able to provide the 80-20 lifestyle for her. And if you can't sufficiently say, okay, hey babe, I can provide for you 80% of the time. I can provide 80% of the bills, which is, to make it simplistic, rent, let's say rent, dates, and trips. That would be 80%. She could cover utilities and maybe like groceries and the occasional your birthday, and maybe kids' Christmas gifts or something like that. No woman wants to go. Okay, I wouldn't shouldn't say no. Most women, long term, do not want to go 50-50 on rent or dates or trips. And I've actually did a poll on my Instagram about this, like, oh, who was willing to go 50-50? I th- I think it was a good split that 60% of people said, no, that's a roommate. I'm not going 50-50. And I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. I don't see why, as a man, you can't come in and provide at least 80% of the lifestyle. Hey, it's the burden of performance for us. We have to be able to come in and provide for them. If you want the woman, you have to be able to come in and provide. Now, some women will go 50-50 with you. Unfortunately, those women, you'll probably have to go down on looks if you want that. I'm just being real. You'll probably have to go down on looks. But hey, if that doesn't bother you, then, that doesn't bother you. It's just funny to see that, they think that we want beauty, charm, wit, intelligence, and double D's. Like, that's enough. So what if I just said like my muscles and my height was enough? Like, no, that's not enough. What about, making sure I'm comfortable when I come home? You know, having my room okay, having the house clean. I think is a bare minimum on both parties, but uh, if there's something I'm lacking within my own foundation, how can you come in and add value? Every man is going to be different. That's the thing. Some men might not be clean. So you can add value by cleaning up. Some men might not be organized. I know for myself, when it comes to like things, I'm not that organized. Maybe you can help organize some things for me. Where is the value? Where's the value? All the traits she listed were traits for her independence. It doesn't add any value to a man's life. But, I digress. They think that's enough. Oh, I have another clip that I want to play. So let's go ahead and share screen. Oh, let me just stop and say this. This is the first episode of the podcast. And my goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys can just stop, if you're enjoying the video, pause the video, just hit the subscribe button for me and follow me on my Twitter, the Instagram page that I've created for this at TheBlackDiamondPod. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube. I'm going to try to push out a video every week. I'm going to have some interviews with girls coming on where they're going to talk about relationships and how men can improve in terms of the relationships and in terms of dating. So the goal is to hit 1,000, guys. So subscribe and let's reach 1,000 for me. All right. So let's play this video.
Not retain my relationship, like my ability to, if he gets home at 6 a.m., me making breakfast when he gets home is what's retaining my relationship. It's never been my ability to, I'm a Forbes lister, top of my game, but that doesn't retain my relationship. Me cooking from scratch 3 times a day retains my relationship. And retains me going on
3 times a day.
Yes, from scratch. I was on Food Network, but like me being able to cook, me being able to upkeep our home and like putting labels on everything, doing weirdo organizing shit is what's retaining my relationship.
It's not weird. It's fantastic.
As a woman who makes 7 figures, like my money.
Guys. She hit the nail on the head. That's isn't that literally what I just said? Like, if you can come in and add value to a man's life, that's the most appreciative thing that you can do, and the most beneficial thing that we can recognize in the relationship. Just saying that your beauty, your double D's, your wit, your wit. Let me just say something right now. Most women aren't even that funny. Okay? I'm just here to say it. I'm just going to say it. Most of y'all aren't that funny. All right? Maybe a select few are actually pretty funny, but we just be laughing to the pussy. That's it. Most of y'all aren't that funny. All right? So your wit probably isn't even there. Intelligence. Most women want a man who's smarter than them anyway, right? You want a man who's more accomplished than you. Your degree really doesn't mean you're more intelligent than me. I mean, on paper, okay, you've had more schooling than me. But, everybody's after the same thing. We're after success, So, different goals for everybody. But she hit the nail on the head in that video. She found value besides her money and her beauty, which comes standard on most women nowadays. Beauty and intelligence is pretty standard, But she found a way to add value outside of that. So she comes home and she cooks for her man. She comes home and she organizes things for her man. She comes home and she cleans up after him. Now, every man is different, but those are ways you can add value in the relationship outside of just your beauty. And it's as simple as that. It's really not that hard. We're really very simple creatures. Very, very simple creatures. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helped you understand and recognize some of the distractions that are in your life and just some of the ways you can hit your goals. And we'll go over the 3 steps that you need to, start your year off right. Write down some concrete goals and just have them aligned for your life going forward. If you're not progressing through life, then by default, you're regressing. So the first step is to make sure your goals are concise and clear. 2, they should be able to be measured and tracked. 3, they should have sub-goals or mini-goals you'll need to accomplish along the way towards the completion of the main goal. If you can have those 3 things within your goals, and you need to have 3 goals for the year, at least 3, then you're on the right track. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and the first episode of the Black Diamond Pod. Like I said, I really want to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. This is actually one of my goals, and I'll be tracking it. So please like, comment, subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you later, guys.